now, this is the Randi Rhodes Show.
Have you ever considered hosting your own talk show?
How do you define real?
When you're on location, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Can't leave New York.
Randi Rhodes.
Accept the truth. Chrysler Building would be all wrong. You stand for supper?
This is the Randi Rhodes Show.
A definite breakthrough step in home entertainment.
Just got a mouthful of wise ass today, don't you?
We're back with President George W. Bush and Laura Bush.
And Larry, it's very important that we never work with governments to put institutions in place that allow women to have rights.
Las Vegas, hello.
President Bush, I know you're often teased about being dumber than a box of rocks, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to prove everybody wrong.
Sure.
What is 4 plus 2?
Do what now?
I want you to add 4 plus 2.
It's 4 to...
Take your time. Use your fingers if you need to.
Well, I don't have, frankly, I'll be honest with you, I don't have any idea.
Come on. This isn't difficult.
For me, it is.
San Diego, hello.
Mrs. Bush, are you going to vote for your husband?
No, I'm not. I mean, I think the president's stand is, I don't like it.
So does that mean you're voting for John Kerry?
Mm-hmm.
One more quick call in Lowell, Massachusetts, hello.
President Bush, I was hoping you could clear up a rumor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it true you're still not potty trained?
Yeah.
So that means you're wearing a diaper right now?
Is that a fair question to ask?
Sure. I'll be glad to answer it. The answer is yes.
Oh, geez. Is it at least clean?
Not really. I've got a duty.
You what?
I have a duty.
Thanks for joining us. The Bushes, the President and First Lady of the United States.
See you later.
I would kill to hear an interview like that. The best T-shirt I saw today was a guy. They made him stand like 500 yards away from the polling place or something, by decree of the king of the land. But he had a T-shirt, and on the back it had Bush in a diaper, and the diaper was dirty, and it said, "This is Clinton's fault." It was just too good. Please welcome to the show for the second time, because I am the luckiest girl in the world, Rosie O'Donnell.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you in beautiful West Palm?
How are you, fabulous New York? The blue state of New York. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we went and voted this morning, but we were like, boy, if we only stayed our residence in Miami, it'd be a little more exciting.
Well, dear, I did. I kept my house here in Lake Worth, and so my primary residence is still my house in Florida, so I came down here and voted.
Well, that's what I did last election. That was my primary residence, but since the show, we live here now. The kids go to school here, so. But anyway, either way, it's still an exciting election night.
So you trade world-class education for, living in a blue state. It's pretty okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not complaining.
I get it. Well, I was really happy to vote today. I'm telling you something, Rosie. You have never, ever, ever seen a turnout like this.
Yeah.
It's insane. And people are, some people have legitimate reasons for having their polling places moved because there was a hurricane. There were a couple of them, And so, some of the churches didn't make it. But they would take like one polling place and they'd farm it out to 4 different polling places and forget to notify the people. And what's really sad is the people that are most affected are people that don't have cars. There are people that work on farms. There are people that work on their property in Belle Glade. There are people that use mass transportation in Riviera Beach. And what's really, really upsetting to the Republicans is no matter how hard they tried to not tell them where to go to vote, people went for hours and they would wait on a line. They go, "Oh, no, this isn't your polling place. Go to another place." They'd go to the other place. They'd wait an hour. "Oh, no, you got to go to another place." And they would do it. Nobody quit. One guy quit. One guy could sit.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be, a change of the whole leadership of the country. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how hard they tried to cheat or lie or steal, we're going to win. I think because that's the spirit of America.
Yeah.
Because we know our democracy demolished as we have seen it in the last 4 years. I think we're going to rise to the occasion. And, you're the one who said to me, carrying the landslide, and I think you're going to be right.
Yep, I did say it. I've been saying it for about 6 months now. Yep. And, I really sensed that, when I was just broadcasting here, oh, by the way, I talked to Tommy. Yeah. What a great guy.
Isn't he a great guy?
Yeah.
Very smart. He knows what's going on.
He's hysterical. I think he made a promo here or something like that where I'm telling him, don't think, just drive. And for some reason that made promo. But, I talked to him. And, it's an amazing thing when you actually, go from being a local show, which is what I always was, and you get a shot at talking to people all over the place, and you find out that people who are supposed to be walking the Bush line in Ohio or in West Virginia or in Pennsylvania or in Nevada, or that they're not. I got a convert a day at least. A guy who, and it was hard for the guys, a guy who would call me up and tell me he was a lifelong registered Republican, but that when he saw there were no weapons of mass destruction, and when he heard the reason for war being changed so much, and when he saw Osama bin Laden's videotape on Friday, or when he saw, the president saying he didn't spend much time on Osama bin Laden anymore, they would call me up and they would say, listen, I've been a lifelong Republican, but I'm telling you, I'm voting for John Kerry. When I saw Republican Kerryites, like I used to see Democrats for Reagan, right, I realized this country had had enough. And that's when I started declaring Kerry in a landslide. But it took people getting off their butts.
Well, I think that he's done enough damage to the nation that it woke everyone up. I mean, it's kind of hard between the environment and the civil liberties and there's hardly an area in which he has improved anyone's living situation in the last 4 years. So, I think the country's had enough, and they're going to stand up and change the course, not just for our country, but for the world, because we're part of a global community now. And, we have to act as though we are equal to and not better than all of the other nations, because that's the fact. You know what's really, the kid who comes in and bullies everyone around is not necessarily the best of the United States.
I don't want a snide president,
Neither do I.
I want, if a guy is funny, he's funny. Clinton was naturally funny. I'll even say Bob Dole is funny. I know Bob Dole. Bob Dole is funny. I disagree with him on about a million things, but Bob Dole is funny. It's one thing to be funny, and it's one thing to be affable, and it's one thing to be likable, and a real guy's guy or a real girl's girl, whatever. But to be arrogant and snide and smirky like he is, and have nothing to back it up on top of it, I think was more than America could take.
Well, even when people found out the truth that, this man failed in every business venture he had.
Everyone.
He is a failure as a businessman. He was graduated up. What he's trying to do is he stole the campaign from the Children's Defense Fund, leave no child behind.
Right.
He took that little catchphrase and then did nothing.
Right.
His
kid
was left behind. The guy he failed out of everything,
He did. Because he's never been interested in actually providing jobs for the people in his company, or he was only doing stuff to be a Bush, to compete with his dad. I mean, it's a very strange relationship him and his dad have. I don't think it's particularly a healthy one. I think this is why he's so arrogant and smirky. I think he lives in the shadow of his father and was determined to have a war that competed with his father's and, one-up them. I mean, this is like what ridiculously powerful people do for fun. And you know what? My friend's kid, my kid's friend, my kid voted with me today, Rosie.
Oh,
Jessica's 18.
You're grown up now.
I know, it's so cool. And she brought Scott with her, and Scott's already been to Iraq and back. And Scott couldn't wait to vote either. But let me tell you something. When I saw things like the American Conservative Magazine endorsing John Kerry, when I saw The Economist, which is a very Republican, it's published in London, but it's well read in America by mostly the investor class. They endorsed Kerry.
Right.
Bush's partner in the Texas Rangers, he endorsed Kerry. Bush's hometown newspaper endorsed Kerry. The Crawford Iconoclast, believe it or not, that's his newspaper, endorsed Kerry.
A lot of credit you got to give Michael Moore. I really think. I think that movie woke up people.
I think you're right. And I think that, Air America did too. I think there was like a confluence of things. You okay?
Excuse me, I got a little bronchitis.
Yeah, you do.
I have a false mentholyptus. I'm trying to not cough on the air.
You don't smoke, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. You want to take a break?
I'm good. I just got water. I'm all right.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. What was I saying to you?
Before I choke.
I got all upset about your health.
All right, take a break.
You scared me. Stop it, Rosie.
All right, let me call you back.
Just put me on hold.
All right.
I'll put you on hold too. All right, I'm going to put her on hold. She's got bronchitis. Poor Rosie. Bronchitis. It's cold there. She's calling. And she lives further up north in New York. She doesn't live in the city. I hope she's okay. See, that's what's going on in New York. We're all hacking and coughing.